Hey everyone, welcome back to Verified Gains for another week of insight into the cryptocurrency market. Happy Tuesday. So, what's the big news? Well, the big news is that the United States presidential inauguration did occur yesterday as previously planned. Really, the main point is that, the new president is a pro cryptocurrency president, and a lot of the people that are going to be part of the government is, said to be pro crypto. So let's not get into politics. We'll just keep it at there. But just know that in regards to cryptocurrency, period, that it is looking positive. But let's dive right into the charts. Okay, so um, previously we were looking at this yellow trend line, which we did break down below. We attempted to retest it a couple of times, but it seems like we really never reached the yellow trend line. So, we do have to be quick on our feet and adapt as necessary. And I'm going to try to see if I can actually draw a new trend line. It would be something along the lines of this. Okay, so really I'm using the real bodies of the candlesticks to see where that lies, and you can kind of see, perhaps, I mean we'll make it work. Okay, I mean it's just a rough estimate. Whenever you draw trend lines, we're trying to just see if there's any confirmation, but it doesn't always have to abide by it. We're just trying to get a rough idea of where the market is generally heading. Now, according to the trend line that we drew over here, however, okay, depending on how you look at it, it almost looks like we do want to stay above this price point over here. So it actually just happened so that this is a key price point here around $106,000 for Bitcoin. Um, let's not forget about the horizontal support line at $92,500. We'll always keep that in the back of our mind. Um, but, honestly, if you don't reach this trend line anytime soon, we might just have to go off of this trend line right here. But I'm just trying to make sure that we're breaking above and forming some candles above the second yellow trend line. Um, so I'll just leave this here just for reference, but there's really not much else to say. I think in general, Bitcoin is going to go up from here just because, of all the macro events that are happening. And that's also why I want to touch base on the other layer ones. So for example, Solana, my favorite coin. How are we doing over here? So Uh, basically from $187, which was sort of my, price point for dollar cost averaging, we have, hit a high of 295. Okay. I mean, that was a gain of 57% across one, two, three, four, five 24-hour candlesticks. I mean, guys, if you're not watching, if you're not listening, if you're not keeping up to date with my videos at this point, I don't know what else to tell you. Granted, it's not financial advice. I mean, I've been talking about this $187 mark for, weeks now. And I've, during that time, you know, DCA'd 3 times at the $187 mark. And this is how you invest, okay? Um, and I drew this 220 was 218-ish support line over here, which we'll also keep in mind because Initially, when we formed this big green candlestick over here, I sort of warned you guys that whenever we see some exponential movement like this, we tend to retrace, and that point might be around the $220 mark unless we sort of settle around here, but we'll see. And initially, even this horizontal line at 257 was a support line at one point. Since then, I switched it to a resistance line marked by the red horizontal line, and right now we're trying to retest it. So we came down below, and we're trying to retest it. So for now, I'm going to hold on. Okay, I'm going to refrain myself from dollar cost averaging. Not that I'm going to do it until later this week, anyways, around Friday or Saturday. But really, what I'm looking for is confirmation above the $256 mark after we break through it, and then a couple of green candlestick or some sort of consolidation above this horizontal line before I start to DCA. Another scenario is we actually go back down to the $220 mark and consolidate over here, which is another great price point for me to dollar cost average. So those are the two possibilities. In my humble opinion, I don't think we're going to see $187 again. Okay, so what's another reason for this exponential price movement compared to Bitcoin? Well, going back to the macroeconomics, so the US president made a meme coin himself, apparently talked about it on Twitter, aka X, and the meme coin was based on the Solana network, just like Popcat, just like Dog with Hat that I've been talking about before. So I think that was a really positive news for the Solana chain, the Solana network, and a lot of people now have more trust in the network, perhaps thinking, okay, well, if the US president is making a meme coin on the Solana network, I mean, that must be a good thing. That must be a good thing for the outlook, the future outlook of Solana. So that's probably what explains this price movement. Now, at this point, we're always going to retest this 295. So whatever price you decide to dollar cost average into, just know that we're going to at least retest the 295. So if that is a good risk to reward ratio for you, okay, so that's around 17, 18-ish to the upside, and 12.3-ish to the downside, okay? So honestly, there is an asymmetry, and if you're just okay with making just above 50%, and a 50-50 chance, then even this might be a good price for you to dollar cost average. But what I'm looking for perhaps is a retest of 220 back to 295, and that's a 35% increase. Or we consolidate at the $256 mark, roughly here. And then that's an upside of about 15%. Okay. So those are the investments that make more sense to me. Right here, it's kind of like the dead man zone. I mean, really, there's an equal likelihood of it going down and up, and more likely down because first I would need to make sure that the price actually breaks above the $256 mark. And then we haven't seen Ethereum in a while, but let's talk about it. So, I mean, there were other rumors that, perhaps the US president's sort of some sort of like financial institution or body, that's related to the US president has been investing in Ethereum. A lot of people think that, this Ethereum, could possibly be exempt from taxation, um, because it's like made in the USA, depending on how the current US president approaches cryptocurrency and related taxation in the future. It might be a really good thing for Ethereum in the future. So for now, it's really been lagging, but don't be surprised if you start seeing some upward movement with Ethereum as well. Um, just to wrap up today's video, I just want to talk about PopCat very quickly. Um, I'll probably save the other meme coins for next time. It's been rough. It's been rough, but we've also been patient. So, I mean, this candlestick over here, when it hit a low of, you know, just under 35 cents, I mean, that was actually kind of crazy. And that was way below my sort of, I mean, I never set a stop loss, but if I had one, it would have been around the 46-cent mark, and it was definitely, below that. So, if you had set your stop loss over here, I mean, you definitely would have been triggered. Now, the big question is, do we continue the movement to the downside, or was this the local bottom, and are we going to jump back up here? Okay. Just to reach the blue trend line is quite a long ways up. I mean, from the current price point, it would have to be around 250, so 230% plus. Okay, so it's not unheard of for a meme coin, but it's a long ways up. And, I think people are still hopeful. Is the price target, is the target market cap still at 25 billion for this bull cycle? Well, we have, you know, give or take 10-month-ish. So let's say that the Bitcoin bull cycle is going to be around September, then we only have 8 months left. Let's say that the alt cycle starts a little bit, right after that time period and lasts, like a few weeks, then we're looking at somewhere like early October to mid October ish, which is 9 months from now. So, are we really going to go up that much in the next 9 months? Well, we'll have to wait and see. But for now, I'm continuing to hold, and hopefully, it's an upward price movement from here on out. I mean, if we continue to trend downwards, it's not going to be good for PopCat. Okay. Well, once again, thanks for watching and listening in. And as soon as we get more updates, I'll be sure to post a video and keep you guys updated. All right. Thank you. Bye bye.